I'm Erica Natividad at the University of Toronto. With classes moved online, many international students are now left in limbo. They can stay here in Toronto alone and on a mostly empty campus, or they can fly home with no guarantee that they'll be able to return. And while they wait to make that decision, the costs of staying here are piling up.
Essentially, it is kind of like a stranded situation.
Abina Somaya is a University of Toronto international student from Ghana who is here on her own. She says when in-person classes were cancelled at the school, her parents thought it better for her to stay in Toronto because if she flew home, she'd have to quarantine for 14 days in a government facility.
Where we're from, facilities like that aren't really the best, the most sanitary. So that's the last thing that they wanted. So they thought it would be better for me to stay here. And before we knew it, it was May. And now we're still kind of thinking about what to do next.
If she stays, she'll have to continue paying rent and other expenses on top of the already astronomical costs of tuition.
Close to $60,000, yes.
Per year?
Per year.
But even if she did fly home, because of the pandemic, the cost for a ticket right now is much higher than normal. Flights home for Chinese students in particular have soared.
I also booked from from one Chinese official website, which is Xiamen Airline. It's about 9,000 Canadian dollars, but it's only one way of flight.
There's also the added stress of potentially not being able to return if border restrictions remain.
The government is allowing students to take the next term of studies outside of Canada, if that is required, right, without any impact on their study permit status and so on, so that we will have students who will be taking courses from their home country, students who will be here. So, of course, we need to provide our courses in a remote way, and that is what we're planning.
International students contribute $21.6 billion to Canada's GDP. Somaya says she understands why students like her don't receive the same financial relief as domestic students. But with the extreme cost of studying here, she says many hope more can be done to assist them. In addition to letting students study a term outside of Canada, the federal government says it is also removing the 20-hour-per-week work cap as long as students are working in an essential service. In Toronto, Erica Natividad, City News.